And here we are. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here. Let's get the water going. Let's stay hydrated. Shout out to each and every one of you for jumping on in. What a beautiful day it is to be alive. Let's get that music back up and running. Crucial times for Bitcoin right here. And this is my favorite song to jump on in to BTC. Really breaks down the moment here. Shout out to everyone here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for sharing your most precious asset with me, and that is your time. Welcome to the Crypto Lifer Show, baby. Hope you're having a wonderful time out there with you and yours. Hope your family's doing well. Hope you're doing okay. Let's break it down. Added a little backlighting there. You know, might like that for you, for your viewing pleasure. We have the green screen up and running. We will bring it back if you need it. Have no fear. So this was the trade. It's up 7%. I told you I'm the king of 3%. You've never seen someone make 3% faster than me. All right? But look, this is the idea. I played this flag as it started to break out. 21 touching the 200 MA, above the 200, and there you get the move. But they did this crazy move twice, pumped it back to the upside. So they did a false move Monday here on Wednesday. It was almost delayed. Like, you know, CPI data came out. We're going to talk about that. It actually came out pretty bullish. It came out saying that the economy is doing well. People aren't paying. They're paying less. So I'm looking for this move to the upside. I might even just move this take profit up now because it's changed. See, now we're in a bit of an ascending triangle here on the 3-minute time frame. Things have changed. But my strategy is still tried and true. We're above the 200 MA, touching the 21. Over and over and over again. And so we ride. Shout out to anyone that took the NASDAQ with the lifer. This trade has been going on for about 30 hours. It's up $160. We're looking to make 800. I'm growing an account from 2,000 to 10,000. I'm teaching you how to do it. It's at 3,400 now. We took it from 2,000 to 3,400. We're about to double it. We got to take it slow. What happens is you go from 2,000 to 3,200, 3,300, and then that's when you want to put in a $1,000 trade, right? And then if you lose it. You'll go all the way back to 2,000. We got to chip away. I'm teaching you how to actually grow an account here. You cannot get ahead of yourself. It's little by little. 160 is huge. That's almost, look, 10%. That's 5% of the whole account I'm up right now. You have to start looking at that. If you were up 5% as a hedge fund right now, if I did this, I turned $160 out of 3,200 at a hedge fund, they'd be bugging out. You see what I'm saying? So you got to start putting things into perspective, see where you're at. I see this breaking out. I see this rising wedge going out parabolically. They're going to print money to Wahoo, and we're getting a move. This is BTCC. Link to BTCC in the description and in the pinned comment if you want to jump on in. We put it right here. We make it very simple to find and easy to find. Here at the top of the comment section, you can sign up to Weeks, to BitNX, or to BTCC, and to MEXC. MEXC is the least amount of fees of any exchange in the game. I do got to say that. MEXC, baby. MEXC is the word. So God bless all my beautiful souls out there and everyone on in the internet, man. You guys going to the internet like I did. It made me who I was. I studied the internet. I learned so much from the internet. So much. Wow, we just hit 110,000 for Bitcoin. Bitcoin ripping to the upside. Are you kidding me? Bitcoin ripping, huge pump. And now you're up. If you took the trade with the lifer, you're in the gains, baby. In the gains. And things are starting to go our way here for Bitcoin. I see a target of 110,434. And we're on our way, baby. Can we get to the target? Bitcoin ripping to the upside. Trade is up 20%. You are now in the money. It seems like every single time I touch the mic, Bitcoin starts to rip. Who here says whenever I show up Saturday night, Sunday night, Monday afternoon, I don't give a dang. When I show up, Bitcoin starts to rip, baby. Let's get the energy going. This is it. Nobody beats this channel with the energy. No one beats this channel with the consistency. No one beats this channel with the green candles pumping to the upside, baby. Nobody. But the life is... Where my lifers at? Put a 333 in the chat. Let's get this thing flying. I want to see the chat ripping to the upside. You know what? I've got a dollar bill in my hand. All right. What year? Let's see here. What year is this thing? Oh, my eyesight is so gone. Okay. The dollar has a number and a letter on it. All right. The letters from A through M, and the numbers 1 through 20. All right. Who can guess it? I'm giving you letters A through M and 1 through 20. You've got to put the letters together. If you can guess the letter on this $5 bill, All right, I'm hooking you up. Someone's going to get hooked up. $100, something like that, BTC. We're going to have some fun. So in the chat, from A to M and from 1 to 20, who can guess the number on this dollar bill? All right, send it in there throughout the chat. We're going to take a look at it and keep that chat moving. And I'm going to be looking here at the chat and see if it comes in hard. Wow, this is an interesting game, right? Someone got very close just now. I have to say, someone just got very, very close. It might be impossible. Someone may never get it. You know what I'm saying? Like, what are the odds here? Wow, the chat is ripping right now. And I'm going to give you your Bitcoin update. Don't get me wrong, but Bitcoin is ripping 110,118. We are in the gains right now for Bitcoin. All right, things are going our way. Deep breaths. Deep breaths, everybody. We're all right. We're all right. Things are ripping. We finally got the rippage. They cleared out the over-leveraged, and now we are starting to get that monster moon to the upside. BTC, baby. BTC. I love it. I absolutely love it. You got to love it. This is why we trade every single day. It's awesome. It never stops. It never ends. Okay? It's a daily process. Look at this pump to the upside. We can begin to move that stop loss to break even now, so you can't lose the money. Now we can't lose money. You see that? Who cares? I'll give them some fees and get stopped out of break even. It's okay. I keep looking. And if you put the number in, but someone else does it, it's okay. It's just when I see it. I know I should say that at the beginning, because people get like, hey, I put it in there. Wow, I haven't seen it yet. I've got to be able to see it. Ooh, someone got very close. All right. Ooh, someone got a number off. Someone right here is a number off. Someone right here is just one letter off. All right. Might be someone I met in Vegas. If you just go up one, you might get it. If you know who I'm talking about, it's my buddy too. You're close. You're close. I'm giving it to you, buddy. My bodyguard. That's my the funny little, let's see if you come through with it on the low here. Shout out to everybody coming on in. We're just going through a quick little, we're hooking people up. If someone guesses the right letter or number, we're doing a cool little hookup. All right. Someone's like, what? What's going on here? Anyway, I don't see it. It's getting close. God is love. If you're out there, you were just one off, man. I'm trying to help you out. You were one off. One number off, my man. Wow, whoa. What just happened here? Is it 111? Wait, that doesn't have a letter. Wow. Shout out to the Danny Lit Show. God bless you, Danny Lit. Thank you for the 111 Canadian, though. That's pretty awesome of you. Hey, that will come back to you tenfold. If you give to others, that's coming back to you tenfold. People who give make it happen. All right, so someone's going to have to observe the chat. My team, you guys, I should tell my team what it is. All right, I'm going to break down and just pick someone out. Bitcoin ripping 110,231 to the upside. And we got trades doing damage cheese here for Bitcoin. And this could end up being one of the biggest wins we've ever seen. You never know, but I saw it. Slow down. Someone did it. I'm gonna catch it. It's someone right there. Travel the world, K11. The dollar bill had K11 on it. What are the odds of this insanity, right? So you get $100 in Tether or BTC, or join the trading group, whatever you want. Those three are your options. Let us know. Jump on it today. Bitcoin ripping to the upside. Trade is doing damage, up 30% if you took the trade with the lifer. Again, we gave this trade to the trading group. So you're now in the gain. You can't complain. Life is good. We're doing what we do. Bang, bang, bang to the upside. Again, always keep a stop loss a little. I always try to find the previous support and resistance right below the 200 in case they play funny business like they did here. And look at that, $151. You see me making gains. You do that 10 times a day. Look, I've only been in the trade 9 minutes. I can do that 10 times a day and make $1,500. You see what I'm saying? We've got this. We can do this. Shout out to my lifers and everybody out here. We're going to break down where I believe Bitcoin's going today. Do I see an all-time high? Very, very possible. As Bitcoin's starting to rip here to 110,434, we could get a big move today for Bitcoin. Here's the trade I gave to the lifers. If you took it, you're in the money. Even last night, if there was a slippage, you didn't get stopped out, you were in the money now. And this thing says it can go to 115,182 on a massive short squeeze to the upside. There's still a bunch of shorts out there that don't want to give it up. They just want to keep holding that short. All right. And let me just double check in the chat. Everything running well on the chat? How's the audio? How's everybody doing out there? How's the visuals? I changed the resolution to 1080 last night. Is that better for you? All right. I'm always working to make sure this is a great experience for you. The numbers look better, right? Everything looks better. Let me know. We're working hard behind the scenes to make this the greatest experience of your life. We don't want any of the tech to get away from the information. We want to make sure it sounds good, feels good, looks good. All right. Can I get a triple thumbs up if everything is looking good? Can I get a 333 if you're feeling good? Did we do a good job for you today? I want to know. Let me know, please. Bang, bang. Shout out to Tito. 4K, please. Funny. What do you call a person who takes care of chickens? No idea. Audio and Imager Fire Rave Song Records says it's good, then it has to be good. That's it. That's it. All right, let's move forward to the top-down analysis. If you're in my trading group, you've got this setup. Before it happened, there's a bit of a cup and handle, isn't that? Sammy, cup and handy to the upside. The man known as Samuel, cup and handle. I remember Altcoin Daily. Sammy, cup and handy, eh? Funny. When I was on ATB with him, with Austin. God bless Aaron and Austin of Altcoin Daily. Shout out to Crypto Jab. Shout out to all my peoples out here doing damage. And we got a week's trade ripping here to the upside. A fat one of 358. This is a big boy. This is a big boy trade. 3.3 Bitcoin trade. One of my bigger trades I've ever made. We'll see how this one goes. All right. It's a big boy, though. All right. It's a big boy. I'd like it to be delineated in BTC. But that's 3.3 Bitcoins. That's a $350,000 trade here on weeks. So as you can see, I'm going hard on the hardness. Who knows what will happen here? That trade will swing. If you can't handle the fire, get out the kitchen, because that trade's going to swing a ding, and it's not going to, you know what I mean? If you can't, the bigger the position, the more you can't get emotional on these big positions. You got to just let them fly. All right? It just is what it is. Again, I'm not a financial advisor. The thing I say and do should be taken as financial advice. Look at this beautiful Bit2Next trade ripping to the upside, 33.89%. Teach you how to make gains from the small side, from the big side. I know I got big money, but I show you how to make small money too. I don't want to just say, hey, yeah, it's so easy for some guy with hundreds of grand to just be like, oh, look, I made $2,000 today, $3,000 today. It's like, I don't have the funds you have. And I think it offends the smaller class. You know, I want to show you that, heck, you could have $100, $500, $50, and you could make the gains. What I'm going to do is raise the stop loss to break even and take my first trade off of the day, my first scalp. I do that 10 times a day. I'm going to make $1,400, $1,300. So I'm going to take this trade, even if I believe it's going to continue to rip. That's fine with me. I just let it. I'll take my money. We'll go back at another time to figure that out. You see what I'm saying? It's nil. Anyway, so as you can see, I'm trading on weeks. Link to weeks in the description and in the pinned comment. I love weeks. I like the customer service. I like the liquidity. I like the movement. It's a great exchange. Also, they're adding tons of spot all the time, and I trust weeks. You know, like I do. I just, hands down, trust weeks. So it is what it is, baby. You know, when you get to know an exchange, the people that work there, the people that make it happen, they're great people. Weeks has good people working there. Shout out to Thomas at Weeks. Dude works very, very hard to make sure everything is running smoothly. They got a really AAA class team there, I'm telling you. I met them all in Dubai. Good people. Good people. Anyway, let's move forward. I gave you SXP, S&P 6900, SPX, and honestly, no indicator even needed. Look, it's just an ascending triangle, and then I just took the measured move, which is the length of this previous pole, suggest where it was going to go, and it went up 46%. Actually, still cooking, good looking to the upside. This thing is ripping. And of course, on the 77, but look, you can see I keep $195,000 kicking right here on weeks. You see what I'm saying? No problems, no questions asked. You know? So I trust Weeks. And again, I don't keep all my money on the exchange. That was Bitfinex getting that stop loss taken down, right? And I don't keep money on the exchange. Just make it clear, right? Do much, not, you know. Have a hardware wallet. Make sure you're using hardware wallets. Very, very important. This is the first Trezor ever made, okay? You could put Bitcoin on this. You can use it for many other reasons, but this is how you stack your Bitcoin, please. Get yourself a hardware wallet. I believe we have a description to Trezor in the comments. Please get yourself a hardware wallet today. Don't play games. Today was Forex Factory. We came in with the hot data. Let's take a look at what happened here. Breaking it down. We had core PPI coming in at 3%. The previous was negative 4%. So people are paying high. PPI, 2%, negative 5, right? So this is price, producer price index, right? And unemployment claims lower than expected, okay? So month over month, prices have gone up slightly, right? That's what it's saying. Producer price index, core producer price index, month over month. So previous, they had gone down slightly. So now it seems like inflation could be creeping back a little bit, which would put pressure on the Fed to cut the rates, which is good for risk on assets, in my humble opinion. And then you have a good working. So it kind of was a dual. It was kind of double whammy. It helped out the pressure on the Fed, but it also said the economy is handling it somewhat okay, right? So 110,196 for Bitcoin. Cup and handle rippage. We could get the rejection and go tighter. This could dump. Nothing is guaranteed, but whenever you're above the 200, this is the 2-hour time frame. Look at those stochastics. And the 1 hour started aggressively today on the stochastics RSI, suggesting a move was coming. I went over to my trading group, and look, in my group, I don't just give setups or calls. Like, I give learning moments, right? The key is to know anything is possible and have a plan. Right now, we got to watch the 15 MA, see if we lose it. If we do, the trade might be a dumper, right? We have to watch that 15-minute 200. It's not all one way, right? And then look, how can I say no to this? Above the 200 MA on the 1 hour, above on the 4 hour and the daily. Check. The trend is in up. We have aggressive turning the Stokes, right? And the 21 is touching price action. Like, it just boom. My strategy right there, tried and true, said it was likely going to get a bounce, and boom. It's not a huge bounce, I'm just saying, but all I need is $300 to $400 now on Bitcoin to make a day's pay the way I got it going here. And I could teach you the same way. Bitcoin 110,136, kind of flipping and tripping around here. And we'll look now for more opportunity. That was the first scalp of the day. Nailed it. Can we continue to win? That's what we're going to find out today. And we're trading the NASDAQ up 15% right now, banging on them. On Tech 100 is the ticker on BTCC. I like trading the NASDAQ now. This is my 7th trade on the NASDAQ. I've lost 1 trade. I'm 6 for 7. I've given every trade to the trading group. If you like trading the NASDAQ, if you think you're a NASDAQ boss, come trade with me. I'll bang on it. If you had a prop fund and you were trying to win, all my trades played out. You would have basically won your prop fund if you had basically followed my stuff. No drawdown. You would never been stopped out. You continue to push to the upside. So it's up to you. You do what you want. But I would have won your prop money right there if you just followed me pretty simple and easily. And I did it every single day, extremely transparently and for free, basically, a lot of times. If you watched or caught one of the streams, this looks like it's going to continue to pump, but I'm going to make a payday on this. And so another win here on the NASDAQ as I grow a $2,000 account to $10,000, slowly but surely, one step at a time, one win at a time, not being too greedy, just gaining an edge each and every step of the way. So that's how you do it. God bless everybody here. You stay humble. You say thank you for every single win. You don't focus on the losses, because focus on the losses is lack. Lack will just pull you down and give you negative energy. We can't have that. We need all the positive energy that we can kind of amass to get ourselves pushed to the upside. We got to make it happen. We can, we will, we are the best. We're going to go to new heights every single days of our lives. We've got this. This is the time to be alive. All right? Shout out to everybody here. Don't sulk in your sadness. Move in, be in just the amazement of life. There's energy out here. You are the opportunity every single day. You got to believe you're the best. Think about it. I like to put things into perspective, right? And I go, this is funny. You're a car. And someone's like, what do you mean? I'm not a car. I'm a human. But just for a second, think about you're a car. And people got to drive you to get places, right? Your brain is a car. You got to drive it to get places. Your car's got to have, you want to have good oil. You don't want bad oil in that car. Agreed, right? You want to be ready to rock. 100%. Oh my God, I just noticed the counter says 97.5. A counter? I don't know it. 100. Yeah, 97,500, baby. We're on our way to 100,000 subscribers. We're very close, yeah. Alt season in July or August. I think there's going to be little spurts of alt season. It's not going to be the same, but we're going to get action. We're going to just trade the charts. Like, was there alt season for hype or not? But it didn't matter. Just trade the charts. Charts are doing damage. Charts are looking good. Things are in our favor, right? And Bitcoin, 110,277. I gave the call in the trading group. So here's the deal. I hate to show wins when I'm already up, but I gave this stuff in the trading group, and I can't stream 24/7, but I can be in the Discord 24/7. Heck, I went to bed at 2 a.m. last night. I was back up at 8 a.m., 6 hours of sleep. I'm pumping the gains at you every single day. Subscribe to the trading group so you can get me 24/7. I am a hyperactive brain, constantly working. Why wouldn't you want to hire a hyperactive brain at your beck and call for $3 a day? Less than $3 a day. I'm scanning the markets, looking at all the hot stuff, finding out what's going on. I made this my life, okay? While you're distracted because you have another job, because you're attempting to get out of the rat race like I was 6, 7, 8 years ago, you can lean on me because I'm always going to be in these charts. I'm going to be finding something, somehow, some way to win. We can do this together. We can have a blast. Anything is possible. I know we can do it. And so, yeah. May God bless you for coming here and supporting me because you help me help others push themselves all the way to the limit. I love you all. You people are amazing. Bitcoin ripping 110,330. This is what we're talking about. These are the days to be alive. All right? These are the days to be alive. Got trades cooking everywhere. Okay. And, we want to see this big move. Now, we might get rejected and come back down to the bottom of the channel one more time. That may happen. That's just the only thing that I'm starting to see now. Let's do our big top-down analysis for Bitcoin. We got our scalp. We're up big on some other trades. Let's see kind of how this can go here as we go forward on the day. The 1 hour looks like there's more to come. The stochastics RSI are telling me there's more to come, but let's take a deep breath. Let's not get too crazy. I don't like to get too much into the euphoria because you get caught up and then you lose focus, right? So the first thing we want to do is get rid of the moving averages and slow down for a split second and see what's happening on the big picture. We have previous support as resistance. Things are going our way. We have previous support as resistance here. Things are going our way. Remember, everyone was bearish. I told you not to get bearish if we did not break 104,500 because that was the previous weekly support. Yes, we went below it, but we closed candles back above this key zone. The idea is, look, that's technically a breakout, is it not? I don't, on the weekly, it looks like it may just continue to move. I'm going to show you what I see happening on the weekly now that looks most likely, and that's a bit of a rising wedge. Rising wedges break up 68% of the time. Right? That's my ring in Florida. I'm like, who's at my door in Florida? Nobody. It's a bird. It's a plane. I'm always watching my Florida house. Man, I miss you, Florida. I'll be back. So we're watching this beautiful rising wedge that could break out parabolically to the upside, right? And do some serious, serious damage. We call it Damas cheese, right? 148,538 for Bitcoin. And can this thing continue to plow further to the upside? Anything is possible. It could get to 149K on a breakout, a rising wedge breakout. That would be a parabolic move for Bitcoin. Something seems to be brewing for BTC. Again, if you have any, you can see that the incompetence of local and federal governments around the world and governments around the world just it leads to the fact that Bitcoin is just a better option, right? They print money to zero. They overspend on budget, no matter if it's Republican or Democrat, it doesn't matter. $1 trillion budgets over and over again. Just absolute insanity. So there's a possible parabola forming here for Bitcoin. I want to make it like clean. But yeah, that thing could start to really run up in a major way here. We started looking at this, I think, on the monthly candle close is when I first really took this in. And it started to make sense to me. Remember, your greed is what will end you. Your humbleness is what will save you. Stop being greedy. That's why you're losing so much. You keep wanting to win so much money off every single trade that you're going way too hard and you're losing a lot. If you just wanted to take a little bit, $100 10 times turns into 1,000, but you try to make the 1,000 overnight. That's the problem here. I'm telling you, the issue between most traders is they want the money immediately. They don't want to wait patiently for the win. They want it all. Nothing in life is like that, not even trading. Everything has its limits here in the universe. You're not going to get it overnight. You're going to have to work for it. The 5-day chart. Let's take a look at what's happening here to the 5-day chart. I work so hard to get where I'm at, and every single day I push so hard just to be where I'm at. This is a vicious game. It's very, very difficult. Very, very hard. Every single day we push to become great. Every single day we find our way. This could be a rejection right here that could dump us hard. Usually a pump up quick is usually just inducing something the other way. So pay attention here. Let's take the NASDAQ, take a bit of a hit there too. Is this a worldly move or is this just Bitcoin? I like the NASDAQ's continuing to push. So the NASDAQ shrugging off Bitcoin's little pullback here. Bitcoin just took a slump. Went back to 1099. All right. And look at the 5-day, getting a bit of a tweezer top. We don't want to see that. We'd like to see the 5-day continue to rip here. The 3-day looks beautiful, like it broke out of a bull flag, and it wants to continue. The 3-day, and when I put up the moving averages and show you the indicators, I mean, it touched the 21. That's a bull flag, and to me, it broke out. So this tells me that more to come. Honestly, you could get in right now with a stop below 100, 200, 266, and there's a good chance that you don't lose, or just a stop loss back in the pattern here. Like, again, this is buying the breakout. It's not the best way to trade. I'm not into it, but hey, this is how it can happen here. So, bang, that would moon all the way up to about 138,187. All right, and that's already broken out. Now, again, it could double top here. I'm not saying it's guaranteed, but there's a good probability the way we are moving here that could continue to pump. Remember that. Take a picture of that, screenshot it. I'm not going to trade that. I think it's high risk. I'm just saying it looks like there's enough openness that we could get the move there. You see? Like there's enough push. The daily had a huge breakout. Yesterday's candle was interesting, right? It had a huge wick, so it told us a story. And what it really said is I'm above 109.5. Like we want to start closing candles above 109.5. We want to hold that resistance as support. The daily broke out of a falling wedge. Say whatever you want. Just like it was supposed to, defied the shoulder, head, and right shoulder. We nailed this call. Shout out to anyone that hit it. And then we moved to the 12-hour, to the 8-hour. And so the 8-hour, to me, starting to flag out. Starting to show into a bit of a flag here. That could do some serious damage to the upside. We go to the 4-hour time frame, still looking good. The stochastics are resetting while price action went to the upside. It's a very bullish sign. That tells me that there's a very heavy buy pressure with a big war chest of money here. This isn't just a little bit of money. This is a lot of money. Again, we hit the top of the channel. That's expected. And to come back down to right when I said that, I was like, well, we just hit the top of the channel. We may have to come back down now. And that's what happened at that 110.3. That's why I said, let's calm down, right? Let's not get too euphoric. Let's take a break. The 1 hour still looks good to me. Everything says yes. And again, we may just channel through here for a while. All I want to see is to make sure Bitcoin stays back above the 15-minute 200 MA and 109,200, 109,001. If that happens, we are set to go here, folks, for tight price action and a magnanimous move up. At least this first measured move here makes sense. A lot of people are going to take that measured move because it's open, and that's 113,000. That's a new all-time high. So Bitcoin is a bull flag away from a new all-time high, and anything could happen here for BTC. So don't hold your breath, but this is my update for Bitcoin. And again, we can look at the small time frames and do all the fun scalping and all that, but this is my update for BTC. All right. This is it. 109,800 right now. Kind of slipping, right? Always move those stop losses to break even once you're in the green. That way, if it slips back up, you're not going to lose tons of money. Protecting the purse is the key to winning every single time. All right. Protecting the purse is the key to winning every single time. So we had a nice scalp. We had a nice pump. We took advantage of that move. And then you're either ready to take a bigger hit, a bigger move here, and you plan out your trades accordingly on the bigger time frames, and you let them sit. See, trading isn't this like fast wham, bam, thank you, ma'am type of thing. It's a you sit down, you plan it out, and you nail it. You sit down, you plan it out, and you nail it. Some trades take 5 days, some take 4, some take 6, some take 10, some takes 3 weeks. You just got to keep pushing. The key is stay consistent with the plan that you set out and either get stopped out or take your profit. Or you might have a contingency where if it goes a certain area, you're out. If it breaks the 15-minute 200, for me, that tells me that it's bearish. And again, the top of the channel made sense. 1, 2, we ran up to the top. People take profits because they don't know what's going to happen. And they're in trades for big money, so once they're up, they're going to take it. It looks like we're going to come back down to the bottom of the channel one more time now. Looks to me like we may come back down here and then get tight and continue to pump. So if you're willing to hold along, it looks like you may go underwater, or, if you weren't here, if you got in somewhere here, you may go underwater a little bit. The key is to make sure the 15-minute doesn't lose. The 15-minute loses the 200, it will probably bear flag or bullish retest. And then that is where we're going to start to drop. There's a gap in the VRVP, and yes, 105,600 could happen. I'm open-minded that anything is possible here in Bitcoin land. You must be too. We don't sit there and tell ourselves we know exactly what's going to happen. That's just not how the charts work. Right here is somewhat of a bullish retest. But as we could say, this was a flag. It broke out, it broke back, and it's trying to bullishly retest the flag. Could bounce right back to the upside. Looks like a bullish retest to me. 110,000 for Bitcoin. And let's take a look at what's happening to BOOKMAP. Link to BOOKMAP in the description. It shows you where the liquidity is. Shows you where people are hiding. And look, all the liquidity right there, 110.5. So the closest place, those are the liquidations. So they're telling us they're going to take us to 110,500 today. That's what BOOKMAP says. And BOOKMAP has been extremely accurate. I'd give it a 90% accuracy rate. It's not 100%. Nothing is. But, man, when it tells you it's going to go get the shorts up there, it goes 9 out of 10 times, it goes and gets those shorts. All right, let's get back into the chat. And thank you for the super chats. We will attend to them. Live Laugh said ONDO. And let's see what people are saying here in the chat on the fan funding. We got a lot coming in. We got to make sure we balance this stream here. Sop Tamor says 333. We love you, man. No dramas, mate. God bless all the lifers. Jesus loves you, Sam. Equals the GOAT. And the guy who won the K11, you got to email us for us to track that. Defund the shorts. Email cryptolifers@gmail if I didn't say so. Defund the shorts. Thank you for a quality program. God bless you. Live, Laugh, Love says ONDO. Amen. Joined the Discord 5 days ago, and I can't recommend it enough. Been learning on my own previously, but so glad I found you. Can you have a look at MLC when you get a chance? Thanks, Sam. Regards, Gary. Shout out to Crypto Knight. Thank you for jumping on in. We'll look at ONDO and MLC. And could you check the Trump chart, says Baki. Yep. Alt season in July or August? I don't know. Are you trading one thing at a time? If more than one item, they can liquidate everything. It's only cross if you're trading, I believe, you got to go to Futures Pro. If Futures Pro, you could trade isolated. Understand? All right. Futures Pro, you could trade isolated. Make sure you're trading Futures Pro. And we'll talk to. I don't know why they do that. But it might be a way just to separate ideas or, leverages. But here, Futures Pro, they have smaller amounts. Here, they have more. They have more. Again, I see what you're saying, though. Yeah. I trade the NASDAQs exclusively on BTCC. Yeah. And that is Tech 100. I think I'm on, yeah. I got to go back to futures. And I'll ask them that too. We should be able to switch from cross and back and forth. You know what I mean? I'd like to be able to trade whatever I can here. Yeah. So I'll talk to them. I'll have a talk. I'll say, hey, how come we can't switch from, I'd like to go back. Because I trade isolated 100%. I mean, as long as you're using a stop loss, it doesn't matter what you're doing, man. Like, I got a stop loss here. So as long as you got a stop loss on the board, you're okay. You get it? But, I mean, you do you. That's why a stop loss is crucial. Like, I got a stop loss right there. Look, I can actually move my stop loss into break even now, so I can't lose any money. Because that's on the other side of the pattern. I'm basically won the trade now. They have to go through the top trend line and the bottom trend line and the pattern to get to me. So it gives me, it gives me some odds to win there. To the upside. Bitty Bitcoin. Can you get the bounce? What's happening? The tightness. So I believe in the next, 10 to 20 hours, we're going to be higher than we are. And Bitcoin's going to be ripping possibly to a new all-time high. And all the bells and whistles are there. The probability says yes. If you backtest these probabilities, a chart that looks like this breaks out more than it doesn't. So you do whatever makes you happy with that information. I'm telling you the facts. I've done this for 20 years. A chart that looks like this breaks out more than it doesn't. You do with that what you want. Stop losses below 108,200 look crispy to me. But it is what it is. I know nothing but the fact of my own ignorance. Amen. Shout out to my lovely lifers. God bless you all. Thank you for being positive and amazing every single day of your lives. You've got to. There's nothing else. There's no other way. We have to use our mental energy to push ourselves to the limit. There's no other way to do it, everybody. Because you're your worst enemy or your best friend, and you have a choice every day to be one of those two people. Who are you going to be? I'm going to be my best friend. I'm going to always talk positive, good energy. It's not about being conceited and saying you're better than everybody else. It's about being your best version of yourself so other people can do the same. When you become the best version of yourself, you help others push themselves to become the best version of themselves. And so you free others from fear, from doubt, from worry, from hurt, from pain by becoming a great person. You see, you let them know that it's okay. They too can become great. They too can go after their dreams. They too can find a way to win. And so remember, every time you're pushing yourself, you're actually helping someone else get out of a hole. You're actually helping someone else do something big with their lives. So keep pushing. Don't stop. You're doing it for the world, not just for yourself. Amen. Let's talk about it here on the weekly and see what's happening for Bitcoin. This is the total market cap in all of cryptocurrency. I showed you this beautiful cup and handle on the 3-day. Said it was likely going to break to the upside. We talked about the hidden bullish divergence. This thing is ripping. I see total going up to $3.82 trillion and breaking to a new all-time high. And that's what I see happening. So far, so good. We got the monster move, and it's moving. Let's take a look at total 3. And I gave you that in the macro technical analysis video every single Friday. You would have known all the stuff that happened today and been privy to all the information. It wouldn't have been like rocket science to you. You would have been like, oh my gosh, I'm spot on. I've got it. You do got it. And look, we talked about this being a cup and handle. This is total 3. There was hidden bullish divergence here as well. Oversold stochastic. Bang, to the upside. We got the move, man. We got the move. And I'm looking for us to at least get to $945 billion and finally get back to that $1 trillion mark for the altcoins. Bitcoin slumping 109,757. Love to see it stay back above 110K here. But as I showed you, it looks like it's going to come back down to the bottom of the pattern in the 1 hour time frame. Don't stress that. That's just market structure. Should be good to go here. So total 3, looking like it could boom to the upside. I like what I'm seeing for total. Let's take a look at Bitcoin dominance. You got to see what's happening to Bitcoin dominance. Look, it's starting to slump. It's in a ascending triangle that mainly break to the downside. It kind of looks like a sloppy shoulder, head, right shoulder. I'll tell you what right now, that is alt season. Bitcoin, Ethereum starting to lose. And this could be shoulder, head, right shoulder. I mean, that's the beginning of alt season. Some type of alt season seems to be coming here. It looks like it. Maybe we just get a little drop and then they bounce it and we get a bigger trade. But man, this thing, a bigger pattern to trade, But this thing looks like it's dripping off. And that's what we're seeing. So we got total market cap, total 3 ripping. So you want to see total 3 ripping when you see Bitcoin dominance dipping. That's very, very important. Remember that. Now we're going to look at tether dominance. We should see that falling off a cliff. If that is falling off a cliff all season, you understand? Bitcoin dominance drops for one reason. People are running out of Bitcoin into altcoins, right? Or Bitcoin's dumping completely. The whole market's dumping. But mainly it's people running out of altcoins to get into out of Bitcoin to get into altcoins. Now, when Bitcoin's dumping, people are running out of Bitcoin, altcoins, and getting into what? Tether. So Bitcoin will be dumping. So Bitcoin dominance will be dumping. But Tether... So some days you'll see Bitcoin dominance will be in a rising wedge about to dump, but Tether dominance will be in a falling wedge about to pump. That's when you know the market's about to dump in your face. But then if you see Bitcoin dominance about to fall and Tether dominance about to fall, that's telling you, and then total 3 going up. I'm telling you, the charts are going to tell you, no, you don't have to listen to anyone else with this alt season nonsense. It's all in the simple charts. Like this rising wedge was a bear flag. I called this. I said the Tether dominance was dropping off like a cliff. I've been buying Bitcoin feverishly in front of you every few days. I've been buying altcoins here and there. I've been swing trading. I've been telling you that the trend is to the upside. We've been more aggressive. We've been making thousands of dollars a day. It's been coming at us fast. People are piling out of Tether now. They want to be in altcoins. They're done. There's opportunity to swing. So people are going to be swinging until it gets a little hot, and then they're going to come back into stable for a little while. This is telling us what's going to happen. By coming to this channel, you actually see what's going on, what's happening, and how to make sense of this market. You don't have to guess anymore. You don't have to say, I'm not sure. You don't have to watch 100 YouTubers. You found the one YouTuber and the one strategy that'll teach you everything you need to know. From Fibonacci, support or resistance, candlesticks, okay, wicks, moving averages, and the works. VRVP, the Fib, your stochastics RSI, your RSI, your MACD, and more. Volume, gaps in the VRVP, resistance by that high volume node says you come back down, boom. So I like what we're seeing here. We're getting the major breakdown in the US Tether dominance, and this is what we've been looking for. This is the payday, folks. This is what we want. NASDAQ hanging out, up the biggest we've been in the trade now at 22,000. NASDAQ breaching 22,000. I told you it was a go-to. People were bearish in the channel last night. I saw people, I'm going to short this rising wedge, even though they knew I was long. Counter trading the master. And they probably woke up to a short in their hands, getting blasted to the downside. I'm sorry if you did that. I wish I could have helped you, but I can't if you don't listen to me. If you're not going to hear me and listen to my strategies and think that 20 years of me doing this is poof. It's almost insulting to me, but I have to take a deep breath. They know not what they do, right? It's like they don't understand. They're still new. But people will be like, people will trade for 2 years, and people trade for 4 years and think, in my 4th year, I didn't know half of what I knew in my 8th year. In my 8th year, I was blind to what I knew in my 12th year. In my 12th year, I was an infant compared to what I knew in my 16th year. I'm now in my 20th year of trading. You've had 5 years beside you. You're just getting started. You're going to do things you wouldn't believe 5 years from now. Your mind's going to accelerate to a higher level. You're going to be able to do things you couldn't do before if you keep pushing. I can snap my fingers now and make gains. It's insanity what I do. It wasn't always like that. It was never like that. I had to work so hard to obtain this type of knowledge, this type of skill. Every single day, folks, doing the same thing. 10,000, 20,000, 30,000 hours of the craft over and over and over and over and over again. And still your emotions can ruin your knowledge. You've got to be able to tame your emotions or you will not be able to use this knowledge. That's the saddest thing about trading is you can be so good at learning. You can be really adroit. You can be an amazing student. But if you don't have control over your emotions, you're going to have issues, right? Like anyone can pass a test in school and do well. You can learn the technical analysis, but once you have the greed involved, like there's no real greed in learning your biology. You just got to learn it. Here you got to learn it, but then there's greed. And greed messes around. Let's talk about the greed right here at Fear and Greed Index. It's 72. And I'd like it, I like to buy down here. Remember when it was at 10? We had to buy 10. Don't you get it now? I hope you learned this lesson. Why I bought 10 on the Fear and Greed Index. We just had to. We didn't have a choice. For some reason that's not working today. But we didn't have a choice, and now we're sitting at 72. Let's do a refresh, make sure we're in the right frame of mind here. Yeah, so I hit max, and you could see 10 right there. That was the last chance to buy Bitcoin on the lows, and I took advantage. I hope you did as well. Be free. So Bitcoin dominance dropping. Tether dominance dropping. Looks like alt season is on the way. Look, the bot. This is my bot. It got in right here beautifully. The Minotaur trading bot. If you want something that knows, look at it, bought the exact bottom and sold pretty dang close to the top right there. Then it got back in right here, and it's in this flag. It's trading this flag. All right. Oh, so it exited the long right there. So the bot's actually not in right now. I thought the bot was in. My bad. Exited the long right there. I thought it entered a long right there, but it exited a long. So the bot hasn't actually got back in yet. The bot's just waiting to enter. The API may have been shifted. I actually saw, no, the bot did enter a long. The bot did enter a long. I just feel like my API may have been shifted. It works regardless whether you see it on TradingView. I just want to make that clear. But look what the bot did, man. Caught this bottom and basically sold here and here. I mean, you got to love that. It's unbelievable. Shout out to Minotaur, making an amazing strategy there that really works. Unbelievable. Always hit that save button, I guess, yeah. And if you want to go to Minotaur Trading and find out more, there's a link right here, and I'll throw it at you. I'll throw it over there for you. I'll throw it right in there. And we're going to look at all your awesome super chats. We're going to get them all done. Don't worry. If you want to jump on into the trading bot, just schedule an awesome, they'll have a nice consultation to you. They'll explain. You'll be able to ask questions. You may be scared, nervous, not understand what's happening. They'll explain everything and give you kind of all the ups and downs, and you'll be able to know. Follow me at Twitter, at CryptoLifer33. I greatly appreciate it. Thank you so much for the love. It's amazing. And, I hope Elon and Trump get back together there. It's crazy, right? But, hey, man, no good friendship goes without an argument. Hey, at least for me. It's been a little bit. But, hey, 38,200 followers. Continue on our way to 40,000. I appreciate it. We're going to jump into the super chats for a split second, but we always will be watching Bitcoin. If there's a live trade, we will be taking it. And look, they're kind of playing games with Bitcoin now, going up and down, sideways, small time frames. Man, after that Monday, I just want things to just continue to pump and never look back ever again, right? Looking for this to possibly do a bounce. Basically, if you're bullish, we got to get this to bounce. We desire a bounce here. Bit of like a cup and handle off the 200. If we lose the 200 here on the 5-minute time frame, that's bearish shoulder, head, kind of right shoulder. We could start to drop more. Let's take a look at MLC. And thank you so much for the super chats. MLC. My lovely planet on MEXC. Okay, so the last time we looked at it, we projected a bit of a flag. Didn't seem to, follow that projection at all, right? Yeah, right here. We want to see it actually fell further to the downside. I wasn't going to trade it. I was probably just half looking at it. So the first thing you want to do is pull a Fibonacci from the lowest point to the highest point. Someone asked the other day how to pull a fib for babies. That's it. There's your wick. There's your wick. Hit Alt F, which is a shortcut, and then just drag up. Alt T is your shortcut to make a line. Alt J is your shortcut to make a ray. Alt H is your shortcut to make a long line. Alt F is your shortcut for Fibonacci. Okay? You'll be using those shortcuts all the time, so you don't have to go back to the drawing board every 5 seconds. That's why I'm so fast at technical analysis, and I can do so many things, because I got the shortcuts ripping, and you got to be using your shortcuts. Otherwise, you're going to have a hard time. You're not going to be able to move at the speed of light like I can. Also, if you need something, you hit Control, and you can grab another one of it. Like, say I needed another line, I just grab Control. Very simple. Very easy. You can do that with anything, too, that's on the screen. Hit Control, you'll duplicate it, and grab it. Flip the chart upside down, Alt-I, if you want to see it from a different perspective. I do this all the time. It helps me see things that I wouldn't have seen before. Yeah, I see also a possible shoulder head in a bit of a right shoulder, but there's an inverted. You see the inverted head and shoulder here on the daily? Let's go to the 8-hour. I bet it'll be nice there for you to see. Yeah, so you can see that that's an inverted head and shoulder, no? Shoulder, head, right shoulder. And there's actually a really good tool that does this for you in case you're new and you don't know. I like this because it really solidifies, because everyone thinks we're making this stuff up. But like when you see the tool actually calls it a head and shoulder, you're like, wow. You know, the head and shoulder right there, that is likely to break out. 68% chance that that's going to go move to the upside. See, I can see it better than most people can't. Just got to zoom in, know what time frame to watch. Again, I don't think I'm all over this, but, you know, I'm not in that alt mode yet. Once the market starts to rip, I'll be back into searching all the hottest alts and posting tons of coins, but I'm just, you know, I'm still wary of the market. I've been going hard on Bitcoin until the altcoins really show me what I need to see. Inverted head and shoulder here for Bitcoin. I mean, for MLC, sorry for Bitcoin. I'm so used to saying that. Lockheed Martin is a great buy. Possibly, they've always been a pretty good buy. Not my favorite company to support, though. You know, making money. Like, I could be a billionaire, but would I want to be a billionaire of buying Coca-Cola stock? Not really. You know, so I'm a saint. There's nothing I've ever invested in that's I mean, I guess. I get it. I sold plastic drones once. They were made in China. I get it. Anyway, AVAX. See the inverted head and shoulder? AVAX did what MLC wants to do. Shoulder, head, right shoulder. Break to the upside. Cross the 200 MA on the 8-hour time frame. AVAX. Cup with a handle. Everything is cup and handling about the blast to the upside. This is it. The cup and handles are telling me that it's about to be a big move. And you can see there's cup and handles on all the altcoins. Right? This is due diligence. All right? You don't just go on Twitter and someone tells you it's alt season and you start firing off. You don't watch 5 YouTubers and just wish one of them has the answer for you and then you go all in. That's not trading. Trading is finding a mentor and someone that can teach you the education, taking the education in over the few years, understanding it properly, and then beginning to apply it. So here, how do you apply what I'm teaching you? Well, let's talk about it. You see cup and handles on multiple coins. You see Tether dominance falling. You see Bitcoin dominance beginning to fall. All right. You see the DXY tripping out. Now you start to see signs that the altcoins are taking over. You look at the total market cap. You don't need someone else to tell you when alt season is coming. You need someone to help you use the charts so you can figure out for yourself when alt season is coming. All right. Bitcoin back at that door. Looks like 110,000 may come. It's looking like it's going to be a big move. I'm long, hard body. You do what makes you happy. I can't force you to make the money I make. I can't. I can't force you to take the risk I take. I can't force you to make the trades I make. I can show you them every single day. You can doubt me all you want. I see so many people do that, which I don't understand why, even though I make gains constantly in front of them, because they doubt themselves. That's why I started asking myself, Sam, the mirror in front of you is the mirror inside of them. When someone doubts you, doesn't love you, doesn't support you, it's them doubting themselves. Why would they be around someone they doubt? Understand? Amen. If you love yourself, then you're around people you love. Be good to yourself. Remember that. Be good to yourself. When you go to the bar and hang out with other people that are drinking, you're not being good to yourself. They're abusing their bodies, their organs, and you're doing the same. And you call them friends. My buddies at the bar, you say. I used to say it too. It makes no sense. Your buddy is the guy who's at the gym pushing you to go for the extra rep. Your buddy is your friend that has a family, and you both have families, and he tells you it's time to, you guys are out somewhere, and he says, oh, let's go home, it's early, so we can be up for our kids in the morning. You want a friend that pushes you to become a great father figure for your family. You want to basically have other father figures in your life. You want to hang out with other men, and I'm talking to the men here, and this is good for the women because the women want strong men, 100%. Women are sick of men that are crying all day long, looking for a handout. Women want a strong man that's willing to take on the responsibility of being a dad, going the extra mile for their kids. That is sexy to the, I'm sorry to use that, but that's what gets a woman going. Everyone's wondering, how do I get a woman? I can't seem to find the right girl. Turn yourself into the best version of yourself. Women will flock to you. Okay? I'm telling you right now, work out every day. Manage your finances. Become disciplined. They'll notice you. They'll be drooling over you. Women look for security. Looks are cool, but they look for the man that has it all. The discipline. They know how to nest. They're looking for a man to nest with. Understand the psychology of a woman, and you'll be all set. For all the young men out there looking to have a family and start a life, which I believe you should, having kids was the best thing I ever did, okay? It didn't hold me back. It wasn't a horrible it was the best thing I ever did, having children. I wish I had children sooner. That's my, everyone says, hey, if you ever any life advice, I'd say settle down sooner and have kids sooner. Yeah, they tell us not to, but once we have a home and a foundation, we build stronger. Look, when a building has a foundation, doesn't it, you can build it way higher in the air, can't you? When a tree has stronger roots, it can stay up forever in the strongest storm. A man with a woman and kids has way stronger foundation than a man out there by himself. I'm telling you right now, I've lived both lives. I've been out there on my own. It's not so fun. And I didn't get into this out of nowhere, but let's take a look at ONDO. ONDO's been getting beat up. It does have a fun uptrend. Had that huge run up, came back down. We're looking for it to run back up again. Same time, which is sad. I'd like a bigger, upward trajectory. Every time you lose it all, and then you have to have all season just to get back where you can again. But it says we can get to 235, and I believe in ONDO over time. But I'll probably just unload it at one point when I have to, The NASDAQ still doing damage at 22,000. It stays above that. We're going to be in the money. We're going to be in the money. Let's get back to that fan funding and continue to cook here. So we got AVAX, which is in the cup and handle. ONDO, which is in a cup and handle here too, and just breaking out. The local target is going to be about $1.05. And I'm bullish. Let's take a look at Trump. SPX69 and XRP on the board. And thank you so much for the super chats. I appreciate them. Very, very nice of each and every one of you to give. You didn't have to, but you did. That will come back to you tenfold. Wow, $180 in chat revenue. There must be a super chat I didn't see there. I'm going to make sure I look at all those. Let's take a look at the official Trump here on MEXC. I see this in a cup and handle about the blast. What Elon and Trump make up, I don't know, but that's a cup and handle. Alt season is about to brew, and I guess everything would go up. Trump coin would go from 11 to 20 cents. It's looking very bullish. I can't tell you what to do. It looks very, very bullish. Oversold on the 3-day. Ready to rock on that 2-day chart too as well. Ready to rock on the daily. Let's take a look at our 4-hour. Are you above the 200 moving average? Not yet. How about the 1 hour? Just flirting with disaster. So this is what I look for, right? So Trump coin is doing the model right now. It's touching the 21 above the 200. Again, that is the best place to enter a trade. Bitcoin slipping back down to 109,700. Looks like it is going to come back to the bottom of that channel. I just don't want to see it lose the 15-minute. If it does, then we're out. If it doesn't, we keep the trades alive, baby. So Trump, can we get all the way up here to 1194? That's what we're looking for here for Trump coin, just in the short term. On the big term, I see a bigger move coming on the 3-day chart. So I would take a picture of that, screenshot it. If you're watching here, it looks pretty interesting. It might make a right shoulder there. See, I'm playing with this idea. Might make some type of right shoulder there somehow, some way before it pumps again. XSP6900, SPX69. We went over this on Dex Screener 2 here. I just gave the trade when it was somewhere at $1. We were looking at it down here. It was one of the stronger coins. Since the bottom there at 48 cents. Where did it bottom in the I call it the bear market, and that whatever happened there, right? Wow, it was just 25 cents, and now you're up a beautiful, dang, you're basically almost up 8x. Look at that. It's been straight up for 4 days straight. Imagine being in something that just for 5 days straight just rips. And again, it made a flag. The 21 was touching. I didn't even have to see it. I didn't need any indicators. All I needed to do was draw the flag and take the measured move. It told me exactly, look, there's no indicators needed. Don't even need to use an indicator. I can see exactly what's likely going to happen to price action just by looking at it. No indicator needed whatsoever. Let's take a look at XRP. And I'm still trying to figure out how we got $180 in chat revenue. Who are you blessed people out there? So this also looks bullish to me. You know, that's a cup and handle about to explode. I told you every cup, and it's breaking out. Again, lately, I haven't trusted. Every time it's about to do something, right, we get these moves and then nothing. Don't mind these wicks. They were just an API glitch for whatever reason. It did not happen on the exchange. XRP could continue to pump all the way to 372 or into 525.89. I'm bullish on it. You can see this is the trade. The trade's up now. We got in at 226. It's now up at like 232. So this is the trade for XRP, and it's up. You do whatever makes you happy. This trade is in the money. I've been talking about it over and over again, and we've gone over it. Okay, so that was the fan funding, and I'm sure a few might come in after this. But thank you so much. I got all that down. Let's take a look back at the fan funding. I just want to see, $110. So eating good tonight and every night from here on out. Love you, Sammy. God bless you, man. God bless you too, brother. Can we see GPU? We'll take a look at GPU. You're the best trader I've seen. Riot and Mara, big disappointments last 2 months. Can you look at Riot? Yeah, they were. Horrible investments. Yeah, really, like so much better to put your money into Bitcoin. What type of desk you got there, Sam? You're always standing. Very interesting. Seem to be a backbone friendly. Can you take a photo of it? God bless. I got an uplift, but they're very expensive. At home, I got a $2,000 uplift desk. All right. I don't know why they charge so much, but they did, and they got me. Now, they did find that this is one of the only companies that said that didn't have like cancer-causing chemicals in the legs. You see what I mean? So I opted for it. I got, for my travel home, because I'm only going to be here for a couple months, I got a FlexiSpot. FlexiSpot was a quarter of the price. All right. FlexiSpot was really only $500, $499, I believe, for a beautiful stand-up desk. I got the beautiful height adjustable standing desk. I got it with the bamboo wood, and I got it right here, white with the bamboo. Look, this is $300. You can't go wrong. This is my desk right here, man. $300. I think I went a little higher with some nicer bamboo. Look, you can get one from $169, dude. Change your life for $129. I don't know how they're doing it so cheap, honestly. And do a bunch of different colors. And again, I get no money for this. I want to help you guys not hurt yourselves and hurt your backs. And I got it white. I got the bamboo. Yeah, I got the bamboo. I paid $469. I got the bamboo with the white. I made the legs white. It looks really nice. Anyway, time to move on. You get a little... Oh, man, I might even get that. They got treadmills that, work with the desk. You know what I mean? I guess I could be walking. I don't know. I think that's distracting if I'm moving around, though, for people. I think it's a little rude. But that's me. I could be wrong. Flexi doesn't mean flimsy. No, this thing is a great desk. And it's on wheels. It can move around. Anyway, I'm done on the desk stuff. But, yeah, it's awesome. Jump on it today. Get yourself a FlexiSpot. I should work for them. I should get an affiliate link. Hold on. Let me contact them. Bitcoin slumping hard now. 109,600. Looking scary. Let's take a look here. What's happening to BTC on the 1 hour time frame? Scalp. In and out. In and out. Everything still looks good to the bigger time frames. That's a cup and handle here. Let's actually, we're going to break that down in a second and talk about that. Well, Bitcoin's in a cup and handle now on the bigger time frame. Wow, what was this? This is some crazy price action here. I don't know what the heck I was just drawing the other levels, right? And you can always go here too, and you can see everything you've added to the chart, and you can delete it. It's really nice, right? And this is where your tree is. What another cool thing you can do is you can highlight everything in the tree, right-click it, and create a group of drawings. And then you can just hide it. And now you can see the chart without them and with them, ready to rock. Just wanted to give you guys some tips and tricks here in TradingView that you maybe didn't know about that can help your, how you trade. Bitcoin 109,700. I'm not too stressed. We're just watching this consolidation inside the nose of the bigger channel. As long as it stays inside here, I'm okay. But dang, a wick like that, craziness. It was the 15-minute that's flying all around. But look, we did break out of the flag to the upside. Got the measured move. 110,386. And so that's why I trade measured moves in and out. You could do 100 measured moves in and out, right? A week, 200. It depends on the time frame. Oh, I doubled up there. Look, I saw that. So, yeah, I just see this as very healthy price action on a Wednesday. Get tight, couple more hours, and then tonight, I don't know, 5, 6 o'clock, this thing is going to be ready for a possible monster move to the upside. So that's what I'm seeing. You know, they got a quick liquidity grab in the morning. They got a pump right now. They went after the shorts right now, and now they're kind of stabilizing the price action. We're going to see as the buy orders come in on the bottom. If we can hold the 15-minute 200 MA, we're golden. If we lose the 15-minute, we're going to drop. It's that simple, everybody, and you just take a shot. And I know that the odds are way better we're going to win than lose, so I took a shot. So you do what you want. Again, I'm showing you the probabilities, and it's up to you. I can't force anything on you, right? I can't convince you of stuff that you don't believe. All I can do is show you things every single day, and you can take it from there. It's up to you. I don't, you know. Someone's asking about SBET. So we got XRP. What type of desk you got there? So I answered the super chat with like, oh yeah, it was a super chat. I forgot. I didn't go off topic. I thought I went off topic. That was a super chat. So I was just being super nice and answering the super chat extremely thoroughly. SBET, please. Let's take a look at SBET and see what's happening to SBET. You got a low of 109,678 for Bitcoin. Sharp Lip Gaming on the NASDAQ. It had a nice pump back to the upside off the 786 Fibonacci. We drew the fib, said it should bounce off the fib. That's money printer status in the stock market. Look at that, right off the 786 Fibonacci, and it did get a bit of a bounce. Stochastics were low with a bullish divvy. So yeah, now you would be zooming into like the 15. And you'd want to see the 15 make a flag, stay up, you know, when the 21 come in. 21 comes in, this thing's going to moon. Very likely this thing's going to pump. I like the market structure. Previous resistance, support now. So you have resistance here. You flipped it. Now you want the 21 to touch price while you hold support. Let the stochastics reset. I'd be watching your 15-minute. Looks like in an hour or two, there could be a nice trade here to the upside. Looks like the market may close when it's on its way up somewhere. But yeah, I'm pretty bullish. It might even hit the target by the end of day. I don't know, though. I don't try to do all that. But that looks bullish to me. Let the 21 come to price action and you're gone, baby, gone. A very simple way to trade. I could teach anybody how to trade in a few weeks. They just have to fine-tune how they feel about their emotions. RIOT platforms on the NASDAQ ripping, with Bitcoin ripping, but definitely underperforming the rest of the market. It's got a cup and handle, though, suggesting it can eventually get to the upside. Shout out to Scottish Crypto out there. I just thought about you. Shout out to everybody out there on the YouTube. We love you. We thank you so much, and we appreciate each and every one of you for constantly being here every single day and supporting the lifer. I couldn't do it without the constant support and the love every day. You're the best trader I've seen. RIOT tomorrow, big disappointments, I know. Horrible. Shout out to Crypto Plumber. RIOT looks like it's going to break out. Let's take a look at Mara, too. RIOT looks good, but, man, as you said, it's lackluster. They've already proven that Bitcoin has outperformed them. Like, what's the point? Wow, $16.50 for Mara. Fine, it's up. When our first buy was at $8, we've doubled our money, but dang. Every time it got to the higher range, someone sold it off. Like, they sold the stock. They did something. It was insiders. I don't know. But, look, it got here. They sold it off. They never let it get to fruition here. And, look, it just looks like, you know, next time I see it ever get to this range, I'm selling it off. Yeah. People can see manipulation in stock pricing over time. I love Mara. They support the channel. I mean, not me. They don't support. They support the industry, not the channel. I want to make that clear. They support the industry. You know, the big banners there at Bitcoin Vegas. So we know they're out there. But man, huge disappointment from an investor standpoint. Over a year and a half for a double up. Again, I'm not going to be ungrateful. I doubled my money. Thank the Lord. But man, come on now. Could have been so much better. Anyway, let's see. I'll sell, you know, hey, I 4X'd 3 times, so it's on me, right? It did 4X. We got from 80 to 32 3 times. So each time you think that's going to be the pump, and it ended up being the end of the rally. Crazy. I'd look for this to get tight and pump back to the upside. Mara. But we don't even, I mean, yeah, again, money in Bitcoin would have been, Bitcoin outperformed it. When a giant asset outperforms your $16 stock, you got to wonder what's happening. $100,000 assets outperforming your $16 stock. And you're connected to the asset. What are you doing? You're selling it. Something's happening. You're against the business model of Bitcoin. MicroStrategy, accumulating, making more money. Mara, we're a Bitcoin company. No, you're not. You're an extrapolation company. I don't know what you're doing. I love you guys too. I'm sorry to be rude, but dang, man. Like, you got to pay this. You got to give the shareholders some money. Why? You're sucking all the money out the shares every time it hits a high. And you're breaking your uptrend of your flag. So people don't realize how much TA is needed. Good TA shows good trend. Good trend shows someone that might show it on the screen and say, hey, that's a good trade, because he sees it in the TA. So, like, technical analysis is almost needed if you want the best moves, because so if you're grabbing from your charts, you're going to ruin the TA. You're going to make it look like garbage. And then people aren't going to want to trade your stock. You get it? So, like, you know, good behavior shows good technical analysis, because that's what the market wants. Funny, I'm coming up with this now, but it's an epiphany that I just had, and it's facts. And that's why manipulation always never pays, man. Everyone wants the easy way. GPU looks like it definitely bottomed here. I'd be all set chasing something that has to bottom. But again, it's a great project, good coin, but, you know, you have to take a huge shot now and be super risky that you're catching the bottom, and it's already pumped for 5 days. So if you're really looking to get in and you love it, you're watching the 1 minute flag here. Again, you can see that altcoins are about to break out. It looks like everything can break out. So it says, hey, buy any altcoin and hold on, and you're gonna win. And this one has a pretty low price. So yeah, 36 to 48 cents. Looks like it's very possible. That's a bull flag there for GPU. And very oversold in the stochastics RSI. I wouldn't be surprised if it did get a bit of a move. In the next hour, 2 hours, looks like it could do some damage. Bitcoin back to 109,750. See if that can stand. It looks like they're going to liquidate people up at 100,005. They were already that close, though. But that's just kind of what the story says today. And usually when we get up there, then it starts to grow more. And honestly, you can see there's a lot of levels on both sides here. Like, look at that. That's 112,000, 114,000. There's a lot. There's liquidity, man, on board. So the biggest red, though, definitely says we're going higher. 110,480. Looks like they're just kind of, they wanted to make a little fear to get the shorts going. But who knows? That's speculation. I know nothing but the fact about ignorance. I just trade the charts and do what the chats tell me to do over here. Eh? If the chats tell me to go in, I go in, eh? If the charts tell me to stop, I say, okay, hey, I ain't going all the way in anymore. I ain't gonna do it, huh? I ain't doing it over here. Don't do it to me, Johnny. Don't do it over here. Hey, paisan. Am I talking to you or am I talking to him? I'm talking to him. I thought so. That's what I thought. Just want to make sure. Who am I talking to over here? Sam, can we do TARS? Different time frames. Thank you. Shout out to Act 04. Eating good tonight and every night. Oh, my man. You make me want to get a ribeye tonight, man. Where can I get a big fat ribeye? Can we look at Dogecoin, please? I was up eating Brazilian churrasco. I was up eating Brazilian steak. Actually, churrasco I think might be Peruvian, right? I don't know. But I was up eating skirt steak. Peruvian skirt steak, man. Can we look at Dogecoin? Dogecoin or Doge? I'm just messing with you. Let's take a look at Dogecoin. Getting rippage. And again, every coin starting to make the flag on the 1 hour time frame. Are they enticing us to get into so they can slap us around? Been abusing us recently every time they get it really, really, really bullish. But again, look at the Bitcoin dominance. Look at the tethered dominance. Telling a story, everybody. And it looks like we bottomed. Look, that was an inverted head and shoulder. We had cracked the 200 MA there at 18. We're now at 20. I see Doge ripping to 22 and then further up to 20 to 22 cents. Yeah, to 21 and a half and further up to 22 cents. Look for it to consolidate. 6-7 more hours, everybody. of some consolidation here before the bigger move is what it's telling us. Might be that Wednesday night pump. You know, Wednesday night loves to pump. Just may pump on Wednesday night. Bitcoin at 109,699, and it's now flirting with disaster here. Don't lose that 200 MA on the 5, and then, because if you do, then there's a chance we could lose the 200 MA on the 15-minute time frame. We do not want to lose the 200 moving average on the 15-minute time frame. It's pretty far away right now, and it's looking like we're getting a bounce, but you never know. I could shoulder, head and right shoulder us right to the ground. And the NASDAQ, struggling to hold 22,000. I'd like it to stay back above that. These trades are not easy, but we're good to go. We got the stop loss to break even. We can't lose any money. Move the stops to break even every time you're in a win, and you'll be good to go. And I'm trading here live. The live trade was on BitTinex, and we're doing an awesome campaign with BitTinex today. Just starting out. If you want to jump on in, link in the description. You can find out more. So funny. I7. I don't know what that means. Anyway. Bang, bang, bang. 109,780. Bitcoin looking like a strong bounce. I wouldn't be surprised. Look, stochastics are getting low. I'm going to show you something right here that's going to blow your mind. This is wacky, right? But look, and I've done this many times. And what I love is about when you have an interesting, unique strategy, you don't need to prove it to anybody that it works. You know it works. You know what I'm saying? You know that it makes money. You don't need to force it on anyone. I like to show you guys my stuff works because, hey, I found something that works. Why wouldn't you share it? If you found something that worked, you know, it would be like this. We lived in a jungle and everyone walked to this deep place to get water. It hurt their feet. And one day, like I went into a cave, I went to the right and where no one was afraid to go. And I went in and I found there was this water fountain coming down and it was right near the village. And instead of keeping it to myself, I told everybody where it was. What if I kept it to myself and I watched everybody walk, hurt their feet? That's the burden I have with my skills right now. I know how to teach you how to pull money out of this market. I don't want to watch you hurt your feet. I don't want to have to walk further to get the water. I know I can help you get the water right here. So because God has given me the knowledge, I fell upon these amazing strategies. I'm forced now to be here every day to teach them. Don't you understand? My own moral will keeps me here because I feel obligated to help you. And some people will say, no, you're a great salesman. Okay, that's what some people will think. But I'm telling you the truth. That's why I do this every single day without a day off. Why would I do this every day? I could easily take a day off a week and still make the same amount, right? Life would be pretty good. Look, that's a cup and handle. I see this booming to the upside. Target's 111,129. It just might get there tonight or today. Saying, can we do Taurus, different time frames? And while we're doing this, we're talking about life. We're talking about everything. We're also going over the charts. Shout out to Rob, man. Rob, you're I consider you now one of my best friends, man. I love you, bro. You got a smile of gold. You got eyes that twinkle, bro. And, man, you're strong. You're amazing. And it sounds kind of gay right now. Damn. No, but I just appreciate everybody in this life, men or women, man. I appreciate everybody. I can see the beauty in everybody, in their soul, in their light, in their happiness, you know, in the way they come up and way they approach life, their giving nature, you know, and how calm and kind people are, man. And just, I have the best people in my life. And I just want to say thanks, Rob, if you're out there listening. Seems like he listens every day. So I figure you catch a word that's out there. We looked at Dogecoin. We got to look at TARS AI, but we got through every single super chat, everyone. Not one was missed today. We nailed it for you, and we've been on it. It's been a great stream. Shout out to everybody here on the live. I love y'all. We're not done yet. We're going to look at what the hottest coins are. We're going to look at the bubble map. We have a lot to talk about, and we got trades here, right, to possibly get into too as well. On this beautiful Wednesday in the summer, 6/11, approaching the first day of summer, 6/21. Can't wait. Cannot wait. And we're still holding 22,000 on the NASDAQ there. 22,000 on the nasty Nas. You knew I was going to come get you and start trading that NASDAQ. Dogecoin. Breakout soon. Possible. Sooner than later. Already breaking out. very possible that it starts to rip now. The altcoins look good to me, everybody. There's bull flags everywhere. There's flags everywhere. There's cup and handles everywhere. DOGE, again, a little high risk. Lately, they got everyone excited when the market was like that last time we had. The SOL was in the flag. Everything was looking good. And then they just slammed the market, man. Make people think that, that it wasn't, it's just. That's why a bull pennant doesn't break out 100%. Nothing is 100% in trading. We wish it was, but it can't be the case, right? Nothing's 100% in life. So there can't be anything 100% in trading. It's just how it is. If you're part of life, then you can't. See, what people think is they start trading and they think that all the rules of life don't apply to trading. It's interesting. They forget everything they've ever learned about life, like greed, fear, patience, and it's all or nothing. But life isn't all or nothing. You ever gone all or nothing? I mean, sometimes it is, right? You get on your knees and you say, baby, I love you. You know what I mean? No, but you know what I'm saying? It's whenever you go all in without a plan, it usually ends up in a horrible, it ends up really bad. All right. The key is to know that anything is possible at any given moment in time and always be okay with both scenarios. Say, hey, I can handle both things. If it goes this way, if it goes that way, I can handle it. Send it my way. You know what I'm saying? Saying, can we do TARS AI, different time frames? Thank you. Can we look at DOGE, please? DOGE, baby. DOGE looks good to me. I gave it to the group as an actual trade. I see it going up 6.5% at 10x leverage. That's 65%. And again, I wouldn't use leverage. I usually don't trade leverage on altcoins, just Bitcoin and Ethereum. I like the bigger trades because you can get caught up. I see a lot of people getting way too risky. But again, I'm not a financial advisor. And like I'm saying, should be taken as financial advice. Do what you got to do. I'm not you. You're not me. We're gonna approach the market differently. We came at it differently. We came from different walks of life, different thought processes, different disciplines. My dad was an iron worker. My grandfather was a bricklayer. I come from like a very hard discipline type of life. Your dad might have been an artist or like I don't know, a surgeon, a lawyer, who knows? You might not have had a dad. You might, So everything is, everything is different. And look, it's just green in these altcoins, 15%, 13%. Everything is up. A lot of altcoins absolutely ripping. Let's take a look at the bubble map. Virtual's doing hype up 1.6. Let's talk about the hype trade right now in the last hour, up another 1%. Hype up 10%. And I told you we put, pretty big money in hype. It was one of the bigger trades I talked about. Let's show you hype. Hyper liquid booming to the upside, 44. I think it hit a high of 40, almost 44. And it's really the highest it's been since we put it out. And I gave you guys this trade, if you remember, so clean in the trading group. Hyper liquid. I don't know what else I could do. And sometimes I want to give just one or two trades because I know beginners are searching. They're looking at all over the market and they just need a win. So I said, man, this is the most obvious trade to me that's likely going to win. It's going to pay. It's a payday, right? And so I gave it here to the group. Everyone, hype trade, right? And the entry was right there at 35.40. I got in at 34.90. Remember on the live stream? I even bought I bought the trade on the live in front of everybody. I think it was Saturday. It's now been 3 days and it's up big. I took profits too. All right. So hyper liquid doing damage. I see it headed to 51, and then we'll talk about it from there. But it's on the way to the target. Hyper liquid. There's money to be made out here, my friends. There's money to be made out here. You got to pay attention. It's about being on the right coins at the right time. How are you going to do that? A trading group, someone that's scanning the market feverishly all day long, all the time. I mean, it's the only way you're going to win. As big as we win. I mean, you could do it on your own. I'm not saying I don't want to. I'm a super, but you'll struggle for years and go through a lot of pain and anguish, and you won't learn what I knew. And, again, I live in the jungle. I go back to the same scenario. Trading is living in the jungle. I'm that guy that you find that you just got in the jungle, you want to live in the jungle? Well, I've been living there for 20 years. I know what animals are going to eat you up. I know where to stay away from. I know what rocks are loose. You know what I mean? I know where the fresh water is. You might want to hang out with me for a couple months before you go off on your own in the jungle. I'm just saying, it might save your life. So it's a great metaphor to why a mentor is important in trading. Because I could just position you in a place where you never thought possible. You start getting knowledge that you never thought you could have. And you're going to start making decisions, way better decisions, because you're going to know things you didn't know before. The market is rigged, and it is against you. And I'm going to teach you how to find out how to use the riggedness to your advantage. Aptos hot. Liquid Dow hot. One of the bigger gainers. Up 18% in 7 days. Up 9% in 24 hours. Hyperliquid. I gave you one of the biggest gainers in the trade. Gave you a beautiful setup. Look how the chart showed us what was going to be hot. The chart showed us that Hyperliquid was going to be the winner. Show me the charts and I'll show you the news. $242 in chat revenue. You people are absolutely amazing. Like, are you serious? That's unbelievable. Look, Waxel, Axel, which I love. Waxel are one of my long-term holds, up 64% today. My goodness, I don't even want to look at my altcoin bags. They must be up huge. I don't want to make anybody jealous. Yikes. What a great day. Bitcoin, 109,800, looking feverishly. I'm telling you right now, I am so long Bitcoin, and I don't like to push people. But don't be pissed when I show up tomorrow with massive gains again. Hey, and I might take a loss too. You never know. I'm willing to go either way. Nice $8,000 on today's P&L here. $8,371. Let's go. Ripping. You know, I got a couple coins I want to take a look at right now. I want to look at DeepBook and SWE. I want to look at DeepBook Protocol and SWE. But man, that's just like, come on. And let me go back in time for you to the 4-hour. How do I get in and why? This is what I'm going to teach you in my trade. This is why you got to take the class. I'm telling you right now, like, the class is so important. I teach it coming up June 28th. It's like 17 days, but it feels like it'll be here tomorrow. Jump on into class today. It'll blow your mind, everybody. You'll love this class. It'll be awesome. You'll be like, wow. Hit the QR code or the link. Hang out with me for an extra 3 hours on Saturday morning from 9 a.m. Eastern Daylight Savings Time to 12 o'clock. We're going to go over my tips, tricks, and strategies. You'll be able to know with the end of that class, you'll have confidence. Look at the way this 4 hours breaking out. The stochastics were low. The moving averages were tight. We were inside a pennant above a high volume node in the point of control. I'm using the VRVP, the moving averages. I'm using and look, I'm going to show you something else that's going to blow your mind. These are the things that no one else is going to tell you. There was a cup and handle on the RSI. Like, no one's going to show you this stuff. Nobody. Only the lifer, man. Only Sam Price. Samuel James Price, man. The crypto lifer, baby. Sammy Cup it handy, baby. I got you. Just keep coming back every day. Stop doubting yourself and start believing in me and yourself. And I'm telling you right now, you believe in me, things are going to change. I'm not that YouTuber gabbing out, man. I made it. God gave me everything. I'm here to give it back to you. Yes, I'm successful. Yes, I make money. Yes, I'm a finance guy. Yes, it's great. But man, it all happened because I cared about myself and my time and God. I put my love. My parents were good to me. I put my heart first. And one thing I also did, whenever I made a decision about a job, someone would give me a job, I get 2 job interviews, okay? I go in, one day I did. I went to 2 opportunities one day and I get both jobs. Got lucky, right? One of them was 20 minutes away from my house. One of them was 40 minutes. One was $100,000. One was $80,000, 86. Which job did I take? Most people would take a $100,000 job. But that commute was 1 hour, there and back. That's 2 hours of my life for $20,000 a year. This was 20 minutes. I was there and back. I could go to lunch if I wanted. When I got out early, I was home in 2 seconds. I spent in a year time, in a week right there, look, 40 minutes a day as opposed to 2 hours. So that's an hour and 20 minutes a day, right? You times that by 7 days, 840 minutes, okay, a week, 3,240 minutes a month, agreed, right? So no, that's not worth 20 grand to me. I take the job closer to my house so I can have more of my time. You get it? I always pick my time over money, and that got me so rich. Everyone else picked make money over their time, and they're still doing the same stuff. I'm telling you right now, that was the biggest reason why I'm rich. I refuse to do things because my time was more valuable. Someone said, hey, can we go here and do all this? And I can't get to the beach and hang out with my buddy and relax. No, I'm not doing that. Sorry. Not going to do that. You know, I'm not going to, you would never catch me going 9 to 5. You would never, I did, but you would never catch me going in my car on the highway. I did it here and there because I worked in Long Island for a year. But we used to get out of work late at 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock when the highway was pretty clear. Every once in a while, they let us start early. I couldn't stand it. Hey, it's 4 o'clock. You guys can get out. I'd be in traffic for an hour and a half on the Long Island Expressway. And that's when I saw what people that work a 9 to 5 do. And I'm like, I can't believe they do this. I said, how could you sit here with your foot on the thing back and forth all day long? Absolute insanity. Absolute insanity. Your standards are what's going to give you where you're at in life. If you think things, and it's not about being better than anybody else or thinking you're sweet. It's about just knowing that you got high standards. That's all. You've got high standards. And you're not going to lower them for anybody else. And you're not going to live subpar. And what other people are going to put up with, you're not going to put up with. If you have higher standards than 99% of people, then they're going to go do what you wouldn't do. Think about it. They have lower standards than you, so they're going to go do that. And I'm sorry, but like I got to die over 100 mil. When I die, it's got to be 100 mil in the bank, at least $1 billion. You know what I mean? Other people, they have lower standards than me. They'll die with $1 million, and that's okay. I'm not saying I'm better than them. I'm just saying I have a high standard, and I don't need to apologize for my standard. And that's another thing. Once you have high standards, the people that judge you and that break you down, they break you down for having high standards. And they think you're conceited and rude. Don't listen to that. That's insecurities on their part, and it has nothing to do with you. Maintain those high standards. What you'll do is you'll find people that have higher standards than you or have higher or as high. And you'll gravitate towards them because you'll see that they have a higher standard of living. They'll have nicer things. They'll go nicer places. They'll live a beautiful life. It doesn't make them better than anybody else. It just makes them, they have higher standards than other people. That's all. I wear a suit and tie every day to work. I have high standards for the way I dress. Other people just wear a shirt. It's okay. It doesn't make me better than somebody else that doesn't wear a suit and tie. It just means that I have high standards for myself. That's all. And I don't break them for anybody. I don't dress casually just because everyone else is doing it. You know, I had a good friend. He whispered to me when he met me, and he said, my mother always said you can never be unaddressed. Shout out to Brian. So Hyperliquid, I would look for it to make this flag and to get busy. Coins are starting to break out. Everyone wants the money now. You got to start understanding ecosystems. Is Phantom going to start moving again? If Phantom's going to start moving again, then you got Boo and you got Spooky Swap. Phantom kind of fell off, though, didn't it? Something happened. It was cool until it wasn't. Andre Condré talks about it, it goes up. Andre Condré doesn't talk about it, it's over, right? I don't know, man. Phantom's slumping. A lot of coins are lower than they've ever been. Isn't that crazy? But it's alt season. Let's take a look at Solana and see how Sol's doing. We'll take a look at Ethereum. We'll take a look at ETHBTC as well. And that's going to really give us some insight and to really cap off this alt season idea that we got cooking. Bitcoin, 109,680. 780, actually. 109,780. Man, it's pretty strong, and we got that liquidity to the upside. Suggests that we are going to the upside. I look at Sol, and I see this shoulder, this head, and this right shoulder getting formed. It's going to take this long consolidation, and it's going to blast at 269, but it says it's not going to get there by August. So it says we're going to have a month of alt season. You can see it. But it's going to take all that money just for us to get back up there again. And then, then we'll see what happens. So there's some mixed signals in how long or big this next run will be, but it does look like there's going to be a run. And it may be even a little smaller than that. I don't want to get, it could happen earlier the way I have it drawn, And again, timing is not, perfect really. I never really cared or claimed to be like, oh, on this day, we're going to be at this price exactly. It helps a little bit. It shows you some insight, but it's not, you don't go all in on that. Dude, everyone, I have something cool to show you. I have something I got to show you that will, I think, help us all. And honestly, I should get affiliate link for anything I show online. I should really never show anything. But I just purchased this Neptune series, this mini forums, right? They make these mini PCs. This got an AMD Ryzen 7 784HS. It's got the GPU AMD Radeon 660, right, graphics processor. So, it's amazing, man. 64 gigabytes of memory, a terabyte of storage, right? So, yeah. Now, it doesn't have 120 gigs, but it got 64 gigabytes of RAM. And honestly, it's got 3 USBs, 2 HDMIs, and 2 USB-Cs. You could have 4 monitors running off this puppy, probably even more if you had a Kensington dock. And the Wi-Fi was, I ran a test stream on this thing last night with the Wi-Fi. I didn't even have it hard plugged in. I had no issues at all. At all. This is a PC. You can run around with a PC. What do you guys think of this? I want to hear what the chat thinks of these mini PCs. I think I want to start a whole channel on mini PCs, man. They said, no, stay in the charts for us. Stop looking at other things. We need you in the charts only. Sad, right? I used to have a life and do other stuff other than just stare at the chats. We're still inside this flag here, but it's starting to break out. It could make a shoulder ahead of right shoulder. That's got me a little weary. I'll be watching the 15-minute for some insight in the next 2 hours. Solana. So yeah, I see Sol breaking up, going sideways. So the daily looks like you're going to get a move. If the daily looks like you're going to move, you could probably trade the smaller time frames. So once you see the daily looks good, you look for a flag on the smaller time frame. So look, you kind of start doing something like this, see? And that's my line. We'll get rid of that. We don't need that. And you can start to, and be crucial with your trend line. Be disciplined about it. And we're getting very, very tight. This is going to break out likely to 172.36. And then a double bottom bounce off of 164 there. That could head all the way to 172. Amen, right? And there you go. So that's the next target. And again, you just got to make sure you don't make, see, look, everything's, it's kind of creepy, even Bitcoin, right? Everything's, we could make a right shoulder on the 15 minute and then just, we got to get a breakout or a retest, you know? So we'll be watching the next few hours for that right shoulder redo. It could, you know, because what happens is that's what tells us what the market does. Understand? It's how the market moves. Anyway. Is what it is, baby. Is what it is. Shout out to everybody kicking it with the lifer. You people are amazing. You are family to us, Sam. God bless you and your loved ones. Sharp to more. God bless you, man. Do you continue to doobie-doo? You're funny. Do you continue to doobie-doo? Right? Remember the penguin? I said that the other day in the chat group. I was like, who remembers the penguin? Who remembers the penguin? Doobie-doo. What a marketing campaign. Like, I remember it 20 years later. Like, that's insane. The one with the frogs, Bob, what? You know, I didn't even want to promote it, but, you know. The frogs was, I mean, they did a great job there. I don't think anything's been, there's been a couple campaigns and nothing's really touched that to this day, right? I just, you gotta love it. And the polar bear, the Coca-Cola polar bear. And I don't want to mention this. See, they got me promoting garbage. So the market looks great. I would be DCAing into cup and handles on the 3-day chart. I would go over all my coins, and that's what I would be doing. And I'd be scalping small time frames, if the daily says it, on levy to collect a little money on the side, and then I have my spot and big time frames. And that's how I roll. You do what makes you happy, but that's, I believe, the best way to extrapolate money from the market with the lowest amount of risk. We want to take the most amount of money with the least amount of risk, don't we? That's the plan. That's the plan. Bitcoin 109,800. Bitcoin about to pump to 112. Let's go. Sam, I verify you are funny. Thank you. Wow, I'm a funny guy, huh? Thank you. Misinformed Computers, I went to their website. Most of them sold out. That's awesome, right? That means they're hot. You can't get them. You can get them on Amazon. Bro, can you look at Gas Pass chart? Gas. Yeah, why not? Even though you didn't super chat, let's take a look. I've never heard of it. Stealth Gas? Gas Pass, Tether right here. Okay, Gas Pass. Excuse me. Stinky in here. I'm sorry. I just passed. Yes, gas pass. Oh my gosh. Anyway, this thing's been ripping. It double bottomed and it's been going to the upside. So thank you for telling us about it. It's in a bit of cup and handle. You see it? It's got low volume because you can see the candles are like really, really like, so that tells me it has lower volume. But it's in a cup and handle and it could continue to pump. I have no idea what this is. I don't know the risk. I don't know the volume. Be very careful. But I'll look at the chart for you, and the chart does tell me that it says yes. And how's the monitor? This is better at 1080 today, and I still got the big monitor. I mean, this is amazing, man. A little fuzzier than it should be because it's a 4K monitor, so everything would be like more nice. But man, they don't make 4K for people with bad eyesight. I'll tell you that. Everything gets real small. I agree with you guys. So everything's better than it was yesterday, right? Nice and bigger. That can be verified. My team reached out, said they'd like me to change that resolution. People were unhappy. I want to make sure we got it right for you today. Gas pass looks beautiful. It says we can get all the way up to about 57069 to the upside, right? How about Captain Kangaroo? Hey, how about him over there? I was never into Captain Kangaroo. Yeah, I think it was either before my time. Yeah. So yeah, gas pass looks good to me. Brand new coin, very high risk. But it's in the cup and handle, and the whole market looks good to me. See, this is when it's we call it throw a dart season. Yeah. Like 50 out of 70 charts are all going to pump. Like the beginners can make money. Everyone's going to be, oh, this is euphoric. And this is the times you want to be in the market. But what happens is everyone gets real high during that time, and then they run them too late, and then most people get wrecked. When you've been through enough of them, you plan for them, you see them before they happen, you tell yourself to deal with the euphoria as it happens, and then you manage the emotions. And then towards the end, you say, you know what? I know I got to get out of here because I've been here before. And see, it comes from just years of being in the markets. You have more control of your emotions, too, when you've been in the markets longer, even if you're a highly emotional person, because you have the knowledge to quell those emotions now. See, I was a highly emotional guy, so it took me like 10 years to get good at the market. Someone with less emotions probably take them a couple years. It took me a lot longer because I had to deal with how I felt over and over again. Now, I still get those feelings, but they don't mean anything to me because I have the knowledge to get over them. I can say, yeah, but I know you're feeling this and that, but we're above the 200 MA, man, so it doesn't matter what you think. We got to stay positive here, right? So there's always good old Pee-wee's Playhouse. Oh, yeah, I remember that. Nobody saw, oh, my gosh. Mr. Green Jeans and the Talking Clock. Yeah, somebody needs to pay for an ETH super chat by the looks of it. We'll take a look at Ethereum. I told you we're going to do it. Everyone wants ETH right now, and they want it now. ETH, baby, ETH. All right, where are you, baby? Wow, ETH ripping at 28.68. So ETH is just on an absolute tear. We put a flag out for ETH here, said it was going up to the target at 28.98. Basically did exactly what it was supposed to do, right? Didn't stop you out, went up, down, but wouldn't have stopped you out if you put a proper stop loss. It continues to pump. Let's take a look at Ethereum. And I sold it early. I'd be up $6,000. It's now above the daily 200 MA, which tells you to go all in on ETH. Whenever you break above a daily 200, you should be going all in. That's it. And again, I'm not a financial advisor. Nothing I say and do should be taken as financial advice, but it just, that's what it tells you. Again, don't mind this wick. It's not real. Sorry for that. But I was in the trade, didn't get stopped out, so it couldn't have happened. You get it? On the actual exchange. But it's also spot. They were doing something with spot. Remember, this is spot, not perpetual, too. The perpetual is here, ETH, USDT.P. All right? That's the perpetual. So let's take a look at ETH. And that was the trade right there that I gave to everybody. Right there. And I gave it live on this channel to everybody. Again, I'm just saying, no stop loss got hit in the making of this trade. This is simple stuff, everybody. I can show you how to make gains every single day here. Whether you know, I don't know, man. I don't know what else to tell you. I make it really simple, too. Like, it's not that difficult to make money here. Just got to have patience. I would make more money if I had a little more patience. I really would. But it's okay. I'll get there. I don't beat myself up. I just tell myself, hey, every win is a learning process. Every loss is a learning process. I learn from every single thing I do. Bitcoin's slumping around again. We're going to look at it one more time. But look at ETH on the 3-day chart. It is getting a little overbought. It's a little away for the 21. It's plowing ahead, but the daily just cracked the 200 MA, which is a very bullish sign. I don't know, though. I got some bearish div on the 1 hour. I'd be flagging ETH out now on the 1 hour time frame, just like Bitcoin. And it looks like Bitcoin will go sideways, break out. Then once Bitcoin starts to fall, ETH will follow like a few hours after it. That's what ETH has been doing. It's been following Bitcoin, but just behind. So look, when I know the daily's in an uptrend, I'm more apt to trade a flag on the 1 hour. Understand? Once the daily stops and is going against my way, then I know the 1 hour flags may not position themselves perfectly. Watch ETH like this. Now it could continue to pump, maybe out of a smaller flag. I could be wrong, and ETH might go up huge on like a 5 minute. Sorry. I'm trying to move the chart, but I still have the tool on. So I would stick to the 1 hour here. And knowing what time frames to use too and why is another big skill that I've used, that I've come to find is a huge skill. Watch the 15 minute make a flag. I'd look to be able to get ETH one more time at 28.11, one more time. Right? All right. And so ETH looks good. We're going to take a look at ETHBTC, and we're going to take a look at TAI. I did not miss anything. How could I miss it if I'm still on the stream? It doesn't make any sense. Missing it is like leaving the plate. Like I struck out, I left the plate. I haven't left the plate yet. So how could I have missed anything? See what I'm saying? Yeah. We're just bouncing around. We just didn't get to it in the when you wanted me to get to it, but that doesn't mean I missed it. Ah, excellent. ETHBTC, when that rips, so these are the three charts you need. You need Bitcoin dominance. You need Tether dominance. You need ETHBTC in total 3. If you look at those for 15 minutes apiece, juxtapose them on the bigger time frames, you're ready to rock. I did this for you already on the macro analysis video, everyone. Every single Friday. I gave you the macro analysis video, and I explained exactly what was going to happen this week and why. You got to be watching that video. We have thousands of people in my trading group. Not everybody decides they're going to watch that macro analysis video. I don't know what it is. It's on Friday afternoon. Maybe I got to change it, but this video right here, I think people don't realize that I make recorded content, but man, this is where I'm talking about the cup and handle. This is where I'm going. My purpose is to... This is where I'm showing you this stuff, right? In the Brave browser, if you just click this on, it'll skip that immediately. See that? You'll never watch an ad again on the Brave browser. Wow, look at this guy. The pink suit on over here. How many suits does this guy own over here? Jeez Louise. Who does he think he is? Oh, get the enhanced bitrate? I like that. YouTube's got a new feature, enhanced bitrate. And as streaming gets better, we're going to get better, right? So look at my giant hands there. But look, we talked about the weekly technical analysis video. Sean, yeah, there you go. And so look, say you wanted to look at total 3. You'll see the cup and handle. And you'll see that I'm saying we're going to break out the handle to the top of the channel. Right here, see? And you're like, and I'm calling that move, and you can see what happened now on total 3, right? Look. We go to total 3 now. I'm making great macro predictions every single Friday afternoon. I'm putting a lot of work into those videos. I would love you guys to get, look, I told you that was going to happen. There I am showing you. I'm showing it. I'm showing the hidden bullish divergence. I'm telling you that we're going to get that big green candle, and look, we got it. We got it. Like, so I'm calling macro moves on massive, and things that aren't even assets. I'm basically like, so if this is happening every single Friday, you got to tune into these videos. They're going to blow your mind. They're going to help you. ETHBTC ripping, making money against Bitcoin, finally looked like it bottomed. That is the beginning of alt season when it bottomed. Alt season is you buy when ETH's bottom. Then you sell into alt season. Alt season's not when you buy. Everyone's like waiting for alt season. No. You set up way before alt season. You see what I'm saying? Anyway, ETHBTC gets above what? The 4-hour 200 moving average. Tight, look at this. Tight moving averages, high volume node. It's the same thing over and over and over again. There's going to be some resistance here, but we'll continue to bounce. All right. Bitcoin slumping 109,634. What are you doing, BTC? Huh? What are you doing over here? Let's take a look at TAI. We've been watching TARS AI for days now. 1212. It's got its own cup and handle there. You can see it. So let's show you. Little flag there that didn't play out. That's a cup and handle. Everything is in the cup and handle. I don't know what else to say. So if you can't make money in the next few days, it's because you are afraid. It's because you don't have control over your emotions. It has nothing to do with the charts. It's not the market maker's fault. It's not the way the charts are. When people lose trading, it's everybody's fault. It's the exchange, right? It's the way they set up the short. I wasn't able to get out in time. It went through my stop loss. I can't tell you how many horrible traders have an excuse for why they lost the money. It's never their fault. It's always the exchange's fault. User error, 90% of exchange issues that I find is user error. Never doubt this man. The only person you should be learning from. Can you look at whiff on the 5-minute, brother? Shout out to Lucas Strongilos. God bless you, man. I always forward your macro vids to friends. Thank you. It takes a big man to cry, but it takes a bigger man to laugh at that man. Deep Dots by Jack Handy. I love it. The weekly video lets me know how to plan the next week of trading. Crypto Weirdo, thank you. God bless you for saying that. And let's take a look at TARS AI, but that looks beautiful to me. To 15. TARS AI in the cup and handle to the upside. And we got a lot coming at you guys. And then I'm going to sit here and I'm going to be going over altcoins throughout the day to blow your mind. So stay tuned, get ready, stay focused, because I'm going to be here ripping it and coming at you. Never doubt, man. God bless you. Thanks for the nicest thing you could ever say. And shout out to anyone that gave a super chat today here on the channel. We greatly appreciate you. And we love you. We get a present now. We get to do something together now. Here we go. You know what it is. You start doing it every week now. That's right. That's right, baby. Turn it up, baby. Turn it up. Sin City Crypto, you know. Shout out to Sin City. Check them out later on today. Never doubt, man. God bless you, man. Sop Tamor says your family to us. Thank you. Lucas Strongilos. Baki sends a super chat. Fam OG. We looked at Dogecoin for you. Yeah. Can we look at Doge? Can we look at TARS AI from Acto 4, Mad B, Ivan Roke, Crypto Plumber, Southern Yankee, Simeon Ivanov, Victor Navarro, Papa Joss, Samir, Minsky, Alt Season from Ivan Roke, Baki, and Crypto Night. Live, Laugh, and Love with Ondo, Defund the Shorts, No Dramas, Mate, Sop Tempor, and Danny Lit Show, man. Unbelievable. $280, $257 in chat revenue. You people are unbelievable. XCN to the moon and beyond. Let's take a look at XCN real quick. I mean, that would be amazing if that thing rips. I'd love to see it rip so hard. It's hanging on at the edge of this bull flag. It just needs to get a breakout and make a complex inverted head and shoulder. Slowly make its way on out to 3.7, and we're out of here. XCN. It stayed above the daily 200 MA, which is a bullish sign. Not the best setup, though. Everybody, I'm going to jump on out of here for the day. May God bless each and every one of you for being here, sharing your most precious asset with me, and that is your time. Making sure the sync is right. Hey. Thank you for being here. Thank you for jumping on in. Never wore this setup before. Every time you see something new. And, yeah, even though I'm traveling, I brought just enough to switch it up. I should be able to have a different look for the entire summer with what I brought. God bless everybody. Thank you for being here. I'll see you all tomorrow for another amazing live stream. Can we get the likes up to 1,000 likes? Can that be just something we do every day? Dang. We got 700 likes, man. And God bless the 700 people that hit that like button. Thank you so much. God bless you all. Thank you so much. The secret to success is getting started. That's it. What are you going to start today to change your life? Keep moving. Learn Fibonacci. Learn your support of resistance. Get a handle, get an education, don't stop. You'll become a crypto lifer.